This program is going to take a look at an alternate way to do conditional statements. So it's something called a switch, and it's pretty common to many programming language, and it differs a little bit from just the appearance of an if-else ladder. So switch is used for lists of options. So usually you're going to find this when a particular variable can have like so many different values that it can be, and then we will use a switch to kind of make it look like a bit of a list. So what we'll do is we'll imagine that you're going to a party. So this is a scenario party. You will, I guess I'm going to put a comma. You will be assigned a task with a letter. So a letter meaning like the letter A rather than a letter in the mail. So what's going to happen is you will receive a letter for responsibility that you will have to do as you are going to this party. So we'll need a char variable, and this one will be called task. And we'll just do a cout. We're going to prompt the user for what the task was. So which task were you assigned? And we'll assume that the user realizes that it's a letter, so we don't have to specify it. So we'll see in the task. And then what we want to do is we're going to list different things that they are responsible for. So the way that this begins is we start with the word switch, and then we say what variable we are performing the switch on. So this is a list of all of the outcomes for the task variable. And then we open and close. So this is going to be a block of our program will be listed in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to list different tasks that were assigned. So let's say A. So if it is A, here is how we declare it. So case, and then we'll have the letter A, and then a colon. Then what we're going to do is we'll put all of the things that happened if the case was A. So in the case that they were assigned the group A, so we're going to put cout, bring some snacks, and we'll do an endl here. And then we're going to use a line of code that we'll see a lot more when working with loops, but we are going to put the word break here. And then what that is going to cause it to do is, because this works a little bit differently from an if-else ladder, after it runs this, it's still going to go through all of the other cases, even though it found A to be true. So what we want to do is we want to avoid that work by putting the word break here. So we're not going to deviate from this setup with a switch for anything that we do. So we'll do case A, case B. So in this scenario, we're going to cout, bring some chairs. And L. So we'll break here. And then we'll put case C. And then this will be, let's say, cout, forward your playlist suggestions to Jeff. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll do something a little bit odd here. So we're going to break. And then we will do the next one is case T. So these don't have to be sequential here. So we'll see out, I guess this one will be bring something, bring ice. Let's say this one's going to be bring ice. Okay, so we're going to run that. Oh, whoops, I better keep my break here. Don't forget to put the break because you'll find that it'll do something very strange if you forget it. So I'm going to run the program. And then I say, which task were you assigned? Well, I was assigned task B. So I type in B, and then it says bring some chairs. So all it does is it takes task, whatever the value of task is, and then it puts it through all of these options. So if I run this again, and then I put in T, it's going to say bring ice. I'll run it yet one more time, and let's see what happens if I put in the letter R. R does nothing because it isn't one of the listed cases. You can actually put these out of order here. You know, they don't have to be alphabetically increasing, but obviously for me, you know, I want to make sure that this, they're easier to follow. So imagine that everybody who is assigned a letter, other than these, needs to bring $5 to the party. So if somebody did get R or F or U or any other letter, then what they're going to be required to do is to bring $5 to the party. So what's going to happen is we have another thing that we can use called default. So default, this is kind of like, this is like else. So, you know, it gets to the end. If none of these match, so it actually has to check them one at a time, so it follows the list. If none of them match, then it's going to do this default thing, and then we'll see out bring $5. Now, here, no break needed. Why is this? Because we are at the end. So because we're at the end of the switch, we actually don't need to put a break here because as soon as it runs whatever code is in here, it will exit. You can put a break in here, but that's one extra line of code that your program shouldn't have to run. So if I run this again, and then I type in the letter R, then it says bring $5. So you can do this for a char variable. You can do it for a number. There's all kinds of possibilities for this. So it's just a different way of controlling the flow of your program. But this is commonly, again, for something that will appear like a list of options. So it makes it a lot easier to read because all of the cases are just listed here. They're a lot more easy to read than an if statement. So this is when you would want to use this kind of programming.